Okay guys, how's it going? 𝗙𝗹𝗹 here, and I'm taking over the MTB channel today so we could try to do an MTB slam. And we have quite the selection of baits today. This is honestly the biggest MTB slam I've ever done, because usually I just get the original box, but today I have the MTB Pro box and we have like 8 or 9 baits or something crazy. So first and foremost, we have 2 different kinds of jig trailers here. We have some Riot Baits Little Fuzzy 3.25 inch trailers right here, and I'm gonna be pairing that up with the 𝗙𝗶𝗶𝗶 river to sea football jig. And this is a 7/8 ounce football jig, so this thing is a big dude. So we're gonna be pairing those 2 things up. And then the other jig trailer, the 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 Raptor Craw, this is a little 3-inch trailer, and it's gonna pair up perfectly with this little Booyah Baby Boo jig right here. So we're gonna put these 2 together, and we're gonna put these 2 together. So that's gonna be 4 baits, but we're gonna combine them up into 2 baits right there. And then we have some big bite baits, 𝗙𝗟𝗍 smashers, and this thing's gonna be paired up with some 𝗙𝗍𝗋𝗍 drop shot hooks. So this is another bait right here, another 2 for 1. Okay, so next up we have this little Lucky John shallow diving crankbait. This thing should work pretty good today since we have quite a bit of wind and some cloud cover. And then last but not least, we have Mike Bucca's baby bull shad. Should be a good slam today. We have quite an array of baits here, and I have 2 jigs, which I love throwing a jig, so should be good. Let's get these things tied up, and I will get back to you guys in just a second. So we got all the baits rigged up, we are ready to go, and we are gonna start back in this channel just because it's so windy out there. I just wanna try to get a couple fish knocked out before we have to go out into the main lake. So without further ado, let's go get this slam started and start catching some fish. Okay. Let's get us backed out of here. See, now we got all these baits to choose from, but I think that I'm gonna start with that little Booyah and that little 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 Raptor chunk on there, because I think that we'll be able to catch one pretty quick. There we go, first one on that Booyah jig. So that one's a 2 for 1 right there, because we got the Booyah jig and we got that little 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗋𝗆 Raptor chunk on there as well. But that is fish number 1 of the MTB slam. A nice little, probably pounder or so, not a giant or anything by any means. Get her back in the water. Just flipping it right up on this break wall here, but so far, still on the channel. So just like that, 2 baits knocked out right there with that jig and that Raptor trunk trailer. Now I gotta decide what I'm gonna throw next here. So, logic would tell me to throw that jig, but I kinda wanna throw this drop shot. Yep, we're throwing the drop shot. If we catch one on this quick, then we're gonna throw that other jig and probably catch one right away too, but we'll throw this little 𝗙𝗍𝗋𝗍𝗶𝗋 hook and this little Big Bite Baits 𝗙𝗟𝗍𝗋 smasher. Okay, so basically what I'm doing right now is I just caught that fish off of one of these break walls on that little jig, but there's also a secondary little break line where we drop down into about 10 feet of water. So I'm throwing this drop shot right on this outer edge, looking for a fish that's a little bit deeper now. And whoa, almost thought I got tapped, but there's some good grass down there, and we're just trying to catch one right off of this break right now. Oh no, like a 2-pounder just came up and swiped it, and I feel like I'm way too close to him. He got scared. He came right out of the tip of that grass patch and freaking smoked it. It was a good, like, 16-incher. Missed him on the baby bull shad. Still working this thing. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to work this thing, because it seems like you could burn this thing in and it runs pretty true, or you could kind of twitch it and it's got some real nice, like, darting side-to-side action too. So, like, I'm trying to figure out. That one I was kind of twitching it and he came up and smoked it right off the top of those weeds. So I think I'm going to keep kind of rolling with that kind of retrieve. Oh, I got throttled again, dude. No. Right off the side of that boat. Of course they don't want to come back for it. Maybe I'll try dropping that drop shot in. That'd be sweet if I could get another bait knocked out though with a little follow-up here. But man, they're smoking that bull shad. That felt like a good one too. The one was like a good 2-pounder, and that one felt like a decent fish. There we go. On the baby bull shad. Come here, baby. Come here. Oh, it's a good one too. It's a good one. Stay pinned. Stay pinned. Baby bull shad. Yes! Okay, there we go. Number 2. She has got it absolutely choked too, right down her freaking throat. Holy smokes. Okay, there we go. So we're up in the trees now, but there's a solid little like 14 and a half incher. But yeah, that is fish number 2 on the baby bull shad. So we got the 𝗙𝗹𝗹, the 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹, and the baby bull shad knocked out. I'm starting to think maybe I should try to complete the slam just in this channel. I feel like that would be pretty cool if I like went around. There's still a ton of laydowns over on this side, and it's so windy out there. I feel like you guys aren't gonna be able to hear anything anyway. So I think we're gonna try to do this slam in this channel right here. We got 2 baits knocked out so far. There we go. There we go. It's a dink, but we're gonna get her. I like dangled it over a tree branch and got her. Okay, well, there is the big white bait 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 smasher. Definitely not a large fish, but that is number 3. And that's also the 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 hook too. So we got the 2 for 1 right there. Big white baits and the 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 hook. We got a big jig and we got a crankbait left. Got one. Come here, baby. Come here. On that crankbait. She's barely hooked. Get in here. A little chunk. Okay. There we go. We got the crankbait knocked out. The old Lucky John is knocked out right there with another halfway decent little would-be tournament keeper bass. Okay, careful there, dude. The giants in Michigan, honestly, guys, are not biting right now. Like, all the lakes are pretty much just shut down from all the tournament pressure and just being so late in the year, but catching a couple decent little 1.5 pounders isn't too bad, especially when you get to catch them on a very wide variety of baits. Makes it a little bit interesting. So there she goes. All we have left is the big jig, the 𝗙𝗹𝗶𝗶𝗶 with the Riot bait trailer. So we are down to the wire here. That thing freaking crushed the crankbait. That was the most fun bite of the day by far. He did not catch a bass on this jig, so I think that we're gonna go try somewhere else. So we did not complete the challenge inside of the channel like I wanted to do, but oh, we're gonna do it though. We're gonna get her done. We just gotta go somewhere else. It's not happening back in here. Guess that ain't it. Okay, so it turned out to be a pretty nice night out here. When we got out on the water, there was like 20-mile-per-hour winds and it was cloudy outside. It looked like it was about to rain at any second. And now it's beautiful, sunny, calm. There's a rainbow in the sky and I still have not caught a bass on the freaking 𝗙𝗹𝗶𝗶𝗶 jig, dude. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try like 2 more spots and otherwise I think I'm just gonna have to call it, boys and girls. So we're gonna go try a couple juice holes, a couple spots that I feel like there should be a bass there. Throw that jig out deep and just pray, fingers crossed, that we catch a bass. Okay, we're calling an audible, boys. I got an idea. So right now we're throwing this 𝗙𝗹𝗶𝗶𝗶 jig and we have the Riot Baits 3.25-inch little beaver bait on there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 jig that we've already caught a bass on and we're gonna take this little 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹𝗶 trailer off there, like so. And we're gonna take one of these Riot Baits trailers so we can at least knock this thing out. I don't think I'm gonna be able to catch one on that 𝗙𝗹𝗶𝗶𝗶 jig. I literally have thrown that thing for 3.5–4 hours and it has not happened. So we're gonna do this, at least knock this one out, and then I might throw that one a little bit longer, but we're running out of daylight and I'm running out of time to catch one. So we got this thing rigged up. We're gonna get this Riot Baits knocked out here. So at least we completed 7 of the 8 baits. 7 out of 8 is pretty good. 7 out of 8 is pretty good. I can live with that. It's super frustrating though. I've never not completed an MTB slam and this will be the first time, but we're just running out of time, so. There he is. Come on, baby. There it is. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, it feels like I completed the slam, even though I literally didn't. That is bait number 7 out of 8 with that little Riot bait trailer on there. She's got to get... Okay, well, that freaking hurt, and I didn't mean to do that, but there it is. 14 or 15 incher, last fish of the day. We are getting out of here, but that was on that little Riot Baits trailer and that Booyah jig. That is going to wrap it up for us today. We did not technically complete the slam, but we did get 7 out of 8 baits. And that's pretty good. After, you know, like 3 hours without catching a single bass, I'm really glad that I got that last one in, because that was probably going to be my last pitch, honestly. We got to the very end of the channel and I was pretty much done. So felt that tunk and set the hook, and we got a nice like 14 or 15 incher, and then she destroyed my hand and it hurt a lot. But thank you guys for watching today's episode, and thank you to MTB for letting me take over the channel once again and try to do an MTB slam. I got so freaking close, but that 1 ounce football jig just got me. Definitely did not pick the right lake for that, but that's the thing about these MTB slams is you look at the box, you got like 8 baits, you try to pick a lake that you could catch a fish on every single bait on, but when you have 8 baits, you know, there's bound to be at least one that's gonna give you some trouble. So I picked a lake that I thought I could catch a fish on every single bait on. It's good for, you know, some shallow water moving baits. It's good for like light jigs and drop shots, stuff like that. But trying to throw a 1 ounce jig in this lake is just not ideal. So, but thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.